You're watching Chaotic TV.
Hey guys, welcome back to Game 8 of MouseSports vs Quantic Gaming. In the bottom right on Belshire Vestige, we have...
The Red Zerg player, this is Team Quantic's HyuN.
That's right. In the top left, we have MouseSports HeRoMaRinE from Germany as the Blue Terran. It's been a while since we had a TVZ. It's been 7 games since Hope vs Apocalypse.
We'll see what HyuN has lined up here. He is the last hope for Quantic. He needs to win the last 2 matches if he wants his team to come out victorious in this team Pro League style match.
He would then be the MVP of the match, having won 3 games or whatever. And they do that little interview, at least in GSTL, with the MVPs. It was interesting when they had Scarlet being the MVP, because they had the English translator running up and down between the booth with Caldor and Wolf and the main floor, and he was out of breath the whole time. Poor guy.
So you need to get another translator over there.
And it was his day off. He was in like shorts.
You'd think more than one person in Korea would know how to speak English.
You'd hope so. A lot of the players have actually learned pretty well.
Yeah, well, there's StarCraft is truly becoming such an international affair. I mean, we're even seeing the upcoming World Championship Series is the North American team is mostly made of Koreans, so if that says anything. True.
They're all heading back to Korea to train. Ooh, HeRoMaRinE has not scouted or done any kind of hatchery block on HyuN. HyuN was safe enough to take a hatch and extractor before spawning pool, so he might be putting on some early speedling pressure. Or doing a Baneling bust on the front of HeRoMaRinE's base.
Those were all on 15, so this is all pretty normal. He's going to get speed out as fast as he can still, but the first 100 gas will go towards speed, and we'll see if he takes workers off or keeps them on from there.
The Reaper of HeRoMaRinE will actually get a pretty decent scout. I don't often see Reapers against Zerg very much anymore.
It's going to double Reaper. The first one gets there before Queens can come out. Sometimes even the second one. But players have gotten really good at getting units into position along cliffs, so they trap them as soon as they jump up, and there's that short cooldown from Reapers from being able to jump back down, so they'll get some damage in. And also worker micro against Reapers has become the normal, with them being so much weaker in damage now and more utility-based scouting units. Here it comes.
Yep, and we're going to see what happens. He's going to be able to... Oh, first Zerglings are out. He's going to be able to try to zone them in with a couple of drones if he even tries, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Just going to be a little bit of an annoying Reaper. Not even shooting the gas drone.
Yeah, against Zerg it's not as big of a deal because drones have natural health regen.
And Zerglings are so quick on creep, especially with the Queen's +5 range, or not +5 range, 5 range against those Reapers that matches them, and they are able to zone them out pretty well just by themselves, and they take a lot of damage. Notice HyuN's keeping all of his Zerglings on the creep so that they have that upward mobility until his Zergling speed finishes, which will help him against the the Reapers indefinitely. We're going to see reactored HyuNs most likely out of HeRoMaRinE with 2 barracks follow-up. He's not getting not a macro CC, a third CC.
Macro CC.
Macro CC. That's essentially what it is. I just never heard it called that.
Interestingly, Queens do more DPS than Reapers.
Yeah, they do. They both do 4. But what
4,
is the weapon
2
speed?
attacks, 1 speed.
Oh,
Reapers
true.
1.1.
I didn't even see that Queens had 2 attacks. Maybe that's what that second sound effect was.
Yep.
I've never noticed that before. The things you learn whilst casting. It's good to know. We are going to see the HyuNs coming out for HeRoMaRinE. He's not actually going to get enough Reapers that he can join them with the HyuNs and do the damage, unless he still has those Reapers. But it doesn't look like he does.
There he goes, getting an SCV. A little bit of Zergling poke here at the natural. Here comes the HyuNs to try to ward them off.
And HyuN's taking a third base behind this, droning up quite heavily as he puts the pressure on his Terran opponent. Stim coming out for HeRoMaRinE. which can be very helpful for the Marines that he plans to make heroes. And that was a very bad pun. But we have double Evo coming in for HyuN, so he's going to go for that high upgrade. Probably Roach Hydra mix against the Terran, which is something you almost never saw against tank play in Wings of Liberty. That was the way to shut it down most effectively, but Terrans have been almost as reluctant to use tanks against Zerg. They've been, sticking to pure bio and Widowmine play, kind of just like Zergs no longer use Infestors, although not to the same extent.
Yeah, Widowmines are super strong, and with good positioning, they are just absolute hell to deal with. You have to split your army up so well and send in, early Zerglings to trigger them, and it's really difficult and very APM intensive to fight against Widowmines properly.
And these Marines are going to be able to shut them down before they get any scout on the high count of barracks that are currently available in the base of HeRoMaRinE, getting a starport for those medevacs. The Zerglings are still keeping that map control just by patrolling around. The Hellions are going to get surrounded eventually, but it looks like they're going to have to run back home when these Zerglings hit the natural of HeRoMaRinE.
It's weird, HeRoMaRinE hasn't started as a third command center yet.
Ooh, are these Zerglings going to be able to get by this wall? Looks like they are. They're just going to run right in. Only one Hellion here is going to be targeted down, but a second and third Hellion are at the top of the ramp. Wow, that's actually a whole lot of damage done.
First volley of shots from the Terran player went on the unbuildable rock bricks there at the bottom of the ramp instead of on Zerglings.
And HyuN was able to take out 2 mules at that point, and these Hellions are still running around, not denying any creep because the Queens are here to take them out. Look at that one very quick surround by the Queens and the Zerglings staying on the creep just so they have that mobility, and they really don't feel pressured against these Hellions as is, because there are enough Zerglings at both entrances to the bases that any Hellions trying to get a run by are just going to be unsuccessful.
I can't really figure out what HeRoMaRinE is attempting to do here. It doesn't look like a timing attack of any sort, and it doesn't look like macro play at this point, so
that's kind of why I love watching
Maybe it's a 1-1 attack.
I love watching Europeans because even if their attacks don't work, they're always entertaining and different from the current meta of both Korea and America, because America is just essentially, their meta is 2 weeks behind Korea's, and Korea just is very, very quickly changing.
And here comes a group of Marines and Hellions against a bunch of Zerglings and some Banelings.
Yep, that's a great choke though. You saw the great shot on the Hellions against that.
Yeah, he just picks up all the Marines and runs away.
Sacrificing those Hellions, and he's just running home. He's not even going for a drop because those Speedlings would be able to be there and shut down any drop he plans.
Also, none of the Banelings died, so he could just bust that wall.
Oh, this doesn't look like it's going to go well for HeRoMaRinE.
Oh, he left the door open.
Yes, he did. No need for the Banelings to bust anything. They can just walk in, and they're going to be late to the party. Look at how much damage these Zerglings are doing. They can just run right into the
finishes for Banelings too.
And he ran right into the mineral line with 2 of those Banelings, blowing up 7 SCVs at once. That was game 8.
Close your wall.
Quantic HyuN's clearly outclassing HeRoMaRinE in that game, and it looks like we're going to be going to the match point. Series tied 4-4 between MouseSports and Quantic Gaming, between MaNa and HyuN for a third rematch, or for a second rematch, because MaNa is now the wild card for MouseSports. Alright, we'll see you guys soon. From Chaotic TV, I'm KO.
This is Eclipse. Let's check out the Ace match.
Cheers. Oh my god.
TeamStory's Acer. Fuck.
That's what we have editing for.